When I was 17 years old, I saw a movie called Live Free or Die Hard. I had absolutely no idea about Bruce Willis. Walter Bruce Willis. And unfortunately, with what's going on with him now, it's like, gotta appreciate the movies he's left behind. I did not know that Kevin Smith was in this one. And I didn't even know that he directed a movie called Clerks from 1994. Dang it. This one. If you're in the market for what the Detroit News calls a lively comic adventure, Clerks delivers with wholesale hilarity. It's one wild day in the life of a pair of overworked counter jockeys whose razor-sharp wit and on-the-job antics gives a whole new meaning to customer service. Even while braving a non-stop parade of unpredictable shoppers, the clerks manage to play hockey on the roof, visit a funeral home, and straighten out their offbeat love lives. The boss is nowhere in sight, and so you can bet anything can and will happen to these guys who are left to run the store. 2 thumbs up, says Siskel and Ebert. The funniest movie of the year, New York News, and screamingly funny, says Rolling Stone. Just because they serve you doesn't mean they like you. Yes. There are definitely a lot of chapters right here, as you can tell. Very specifically, you can tell 19. And they each have to kind of do with a kind of thematic word fits in everything that was going out with here. So it's like, what do you get? Well, you get black and white. And you're wondering, why is it black and white? Well, I'll explain that in a little bit. This movie is pretty much just Dante Hicks' life at the quick stop grocer, which is it's pretty much a bodega. But wouldn't that be fun to see bodega sweep instead of supermarket sweep? But anyway, yes, the performances in here are great. But what makes this movie work? It's just the honest dialogue. It's like it's not just it's like, yeah, the customer interactions. You're going to get a bunch of truly assorted clientele who come in. But you're also going to get that friend who's going to come working over, this was 1994, a video store, and who's either going to make your day great or he's going to make it good, god awful. Take your pick. It's like, yeah, friends can help really make your day go by quickly, and of course you're wondering, they actually do some stuff here. This movie is funny. It is genuinely funny. It's like they play hockey on a roof, for crying out loud. With taping the stick, wearing the jersey and everything. They visit a funeral home, but what's going on with this funeral home is Randall, who is a complete idiot, but does offer some good insight at certain points, violates a cadaver. Yes, and he gets chased out by a whole bunch of people, and it's like, you're an idiot. Work inside of what he did. It was just so funny how they just get away in their vehicle, and of course when they're up there playing hockey, they yell, "Hey, I could see some people coming in here," and it's like, yeah. Definitely. There's probably some of the funnier scenes is there's this guy who's inspecting eggs. He's trying to find the perfect pair. And sprawled across the ground are like 4 different cartons as he's trying to find the perfect egg carton. And it's like, what the heck? Well, actually it's the perfect dozen eggs from various cards. It's one of those scenes where like they mention something and they come across and they look at it. It's like, you gotta love transitions like that. I do. There's also someone that's known as a milkmaid who believes that if you look at the if you find a gallon of milk all the way at the end, it will last a decade later. What? And that is actually Kevin Smith's mom portraying the character. That was very interesting, but very funny at the same time. Then, of course, as you can tell, I highly enjoyed this movie. There was where this one when they had this child and the mother. They were looking for some what was that a kids children's superhero movie, and so Randall, the other character, picks up the phone and he dials. He says, "Yeah, I need a whole this is customer number blank. I need a whole bunch of X-rated movies. Let's just say Let's just say, come on, Eileen, CUM, of course, listing a whole bunch of 18 plus movies." It just goes on for like 10 different ones. All the while, looks at the lady and asks, "Oh, which one were you looking for?" And there's also it's the scenes and the characters that make this movie. There's also another guy who comes in and he says, "Yeah, hey, listen, I like to be I'm going to be in the bathroom for a little bit. I'm looking for a certain magazine, you know." It's like, "No, not that magazine, the one that's underneath it." It's like, I like to look at the cartoons. They make me laugh, you know. The bigger the nipples are, the better. And then he's in there for quite a while. Well, they go upstairs to play hockey and attend the funeral that they have no business being a part of. They return. It turns out that the girlfriend goes inside, and just as she's there, you know, because she thinks that Dante is going to be in there, but all the while, the old man has been deceased for a while, and he apparently had an erection. Body can maintain erection before the rigor mortis, and well, you can infer from there. She comes out screaming, saying, "Yeah, that's my girlfriend. She's catatonic from having sex with a cadaver." Like, what? It's so dark. It's great. Oh man. The reason why I was shot in black and white was to capture a store's closed circuit television set, and you can tell because of the stills and not the stills, but the camera is completely fixated, so you pay attention to the dialogue, you know. And this was also the store that Smith worked at. So imagine, he said the trivia was it would be open from 6 until 11. I think Smith actually worked like 6. What was that? 6 a.m. until 11 p.m. He would actually shoot inside the store for 21 days straight, and then go from like 11:30 until 4, and then go back home and try and get like an hour or two of sleep. You know, that's freaking rough. And he was originally going to be Dante, but because he found the role of being director, of being the writer, and having all those lines, he just became Silent Bob. And so that's why that's his character right there. And to explain like why why these shutters were closed, it got written in that some person, put some chewing gum like where the shutters were and made it so that way they wouldn't open. So there's a sign that's outside that says, "I assure you, we're open." It's a legendary sign. Trust me on that one. So, oh, this is freaking great. There's even a video rental store, somewhere in the northeast, if I'm not mistaken. This video is so good. This movie is great. It's like, but at the same time, this is like independent filmmaking at its finest. And those who say that Hollywood is just running out of ideas or doing sequel stuff, go check out an independent film festival. Okay? Go see some of the more obscure titles rather than just all the blockbusters. Alright? Expand your horizons. So, yeah, obviously this isn't for everyone. Just give it a dialogue. It's razor sharp, but when it has to do with cadavers and the independent style of making, and it's like saying, hey, you need to move on with your life. Don't be a person who's 22, and don't be just like, hey, don't proclaim that you're such an advanced stage in your life, even if you're just working an entry level job. You're looking down on those who are don't look down on those who just coming in customers. It's like, yeah, the job sucks, but you don't have to be super shitty about it. Just make the changes that you need to take. It's like you're just sitting there blaming yourself. Like, you need to look internal and be like, what the f do I need to do? That was pretty much the central theme going on. There's also a character Jay who pretty much just says the same thing. So say what you will about that. Do I recommend Clerks? Oh heck